Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to the show for a Thursday Night Live with our good friend David Nino Rodriguez. We've had him on the show a few times in the past, back when long time ago when he was doing a show with Laura Eisenhower, actually. And it's been a long road. It's been some crazy times. What year did you make your original video, David?
Gosh, man, that was 2020, April of 2020. So it was like right at the tip of the spear. The Liz Crokin, Mike Smith did Out of Shadows, and like right, and I didn't even know about that documentary. Just all kind of convened at the exact same time, and it just blew the lid off everything when nobody was talking about it.
Yeah, and I think you recently shared that very first video. Did you reshare it again? Because I watched it and you're like, this aged well.
I didn't, but the video did. No,
Yeah, yeah,
it was
right,
like, wow,
yeah.
you look so young there. No, but no, it's yeah, I did age well, didn't it? Um, Now it's not just people thought they really thought like the Epstein files would come out and be like, all right, teenage girls, it's kind of whatever, however you want to look at it. But no, it's not. It's way worse than that. I mean, that's bad, but it's even worse than that. It's babies. I mean, satanic, demonic stuff, and people are now looking at it going, we can't believe this. And I was 6 years ago ahead of the ball saying, yeah, I put myself out there when nobody was saying it. In fact, I just got off a call before I made that. I think what prompted me to do that live on Facebook was I just got off the phone with Jim Caviezel, and he was telling me some horrific stuff about Hollywood, which we were just going back and forth volleying. And I just decided to do a video that day, not with any expectations of all of it going viral, and it did. But this stuff is not like a new thing. It's just being exposed. The new thing is that it's being exposed now for the first time, and the world's waking up to the atrocities that are done to children. Children are a commodity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so let's talk about this a little bit. You've really built your platform up. Congratulations. I mean, you've come a long way since, the early days, and you've interviewed a lot of people, and you have a lot of different sources that you get information from. So, based on what you're hearing, right, there's two sides to this coin. There's a doom and gloom. There's like people either see the black cloud or they see a silver lining in the whole thing. Whenever you focus on the silver lining, the Q operation, white hat operation, whatever it is, it seems like we're getting so much pushback, and it's been actually really, really difficult to navigate social media and this whole field without people just trolling you and just the worst, hate type of comments and stuff. So what has that been like for you trying to like just stay positive throughout this whole thing? What do you see happening?
It's the same way as like sports, or like boxing when guys would go in the gym and talk tough, and I'd see him hit the bag a little bit, and I'd be like, oh god, or like I just knew like they don't have it. It's the same thing now. It's just levels above, dude. It's they don't have the information they need. They're just guessing. They're just guessing, and I feel with the same way I prepared as an athlete. I take this the same way. The people that I talk to, I know my sources are good. I know my sources are credible. I know Steve Bannon. I know Juan O'Savin. I know I'm friends with people in all camps. I know what's going on. In fact, I have a very unique perspective because I know so many people in different areas, the entertainment world, the sporting world, politics, behind what I consider a firewall. And game recognizes game, and I have sharp instincts from boxing, dude. I've been around some really sly, slick mobsters and cartel members, and I grew up on the border. Yeah, I'm a hard dude to fool, and my bullshit detector is pretty good. Due to the fact that I was raised on the border, I grew up boxing my whole life. I was around all the promoters, everybody, right? All the big dogs, dude. I was in the center stage. I was there. Um, I trust every. I wouldn't say trust. I trust my instinct to bring the information to my audience. That's where I'd go with this, and I pull from different sources, and I kind of put the puzzle the pieces of the puzzle together for my audience. That being said, everything that's coming out right now, we've been saying 6 years ago it would.
Right.
And it's playing out. It's took a little longer than I thought it would, be quite honest with you. But you don't want to you don't want to pull the trigger prematurely. You don't want to, this is an operation what we're watching, man. And I can understand it. I see it because I was a pro athlete. I understand strategy. I can understand, I see patterns. And that's what I'm seeing here. And it's just, you don't defy the odds the way Trump has and still come out on top without it being an operation, especially if you're taking down the entire deep state, which he is. Now, is he playing ball with some sketchy people? Well, you would have to, because 95 to 99% of people in this game of politics and everyone around him is going to be deep state. So he's going to have to play ball with the lesser of evils. I understand that. It's really easy to see. Let's just say Israel. Now, I'm not going to go too far into it here because it's fluff tube. But he's playing ball. He's going to have to play ball with some unnecessary evils or necessary evils, I should say, that he does not want to. And when you understand it, and we'll get into all this, but when you understand what's going on with Iran, when you understand what's going on with the Epstein files, when you start to understand and dissect all of this, it makes sense. It makes complete sense. And it's real easy for people to get black-pilled or go down the rabbit hole that takes them in a different direction, but I'll be happy to rein them in and talk about that further on here.
Yeah. So
yeah, well said.
Yeah, thank you. And okay, a whole bunch of stuff I want to cover. You mentioned Iran. You made a post on X today. Iran event in the next 72 hours. What from one of your sources?
I should have put on there could be. That was one of the sources. That was a Stuart Swerdlow source. So I probably need to go back and check that, but it is going to happen. It's coming. I just don't. I don't like to put specific dates or timelines and stuff, but.
Well, that's healthy.
Yeah.
But what exactly what is this Iran event that we're supposed to be expecting?
We're going to be, from my understanding, a few people have told me tactical nukes. Others have told me that just strikes. But it doesn't seem so. Iran is an important component to this whole thing, and let me explain why. They were going to be used as the main component for World War III. Okay, by the globalists. It was going to be the Muslims versus Christians. They were infiltrating all countries. Look at Europe. They infiltrated Europe with Muslims. They infiltrated. Obama brought all the Muslims here too. Now, I'm not saying all Muslims are bad. Okay, I'm not saying that. But the Sharia law, the radical Muslims that came here, the terrorists that came here, the ones that went into Europe. Look at Europe now. It's a dumpster fire. They did that. That was the plan for America. So obviously Trump intercepted that with the immigration stuff, pushing ICE out there. We're stopping that. We're pushing them back. But the whole plan was to use Iran as the centerpiece for the Third World War, Muslims versus Christians versus Jews versus, ignite the war, have their cells activated in places like Europe, in America, so on and so forth. Right? You guys stick with me on that. So in order to stop that, which Obama gave in the tune of billions of our tax dollars for them to develop their nuclear program, now is being taken out. So we have to take out Iran to stop that to stop that before it goes any further for their nuclear development. So they can't be. It's almost like when we struck their nuclear facility, it was like we kicked the can down the road. Now we got to cut the head off the snake. Type of thing. That's the way I understand it. Now we got to eliminate it completely, and then we can go after people like Hillary and Obama.
Right.
So this threat needs to be neutralized. Does that make sense? Am I making sense?
Yeah. No.
So it was going to be used as a globalist chess piece to kick off World War III at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Now that that needs to be neutralized and eliminated completely, is from my understanding. Iran.
Right. Okay.
So.
100%.
And all the cells would have been activated in America. So, and it just would have been an avalanche effect.
So you're saying that would be potentially stopped within the next 72 hours?
I don't know if it'll be stopped in the next 72 hours, but it could begin to be stopped, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So strikes could begin in the next 72 hours. Me personally, if you want my opinion on it, I don't think any of this shit starts till after the blood moon, because I know they're very... these are occult practices, right? They're very pagan, and that's what they follow. I think after the blood moon things kick off, my opinion. So
Did you say blood moon?
right, March 3rd.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
You got to understand these people follow this stuff, man.
They do everything they do is a ritual, essentially.
Yeah,
Everything they
and
do is
so
a cult. Yeah.
there you go. So I'm not like making this up. It's just that's just a guess, just an educated guess. I think that's probably when they would do it, right? So
Right. So, okay, we have these Epstein files released. Well, for one, we didn't even talk about the big news today. Prince Andrews was arrested
and released.
and released. But
Mhm.
okay, this is a much deeper operation, right? Obviously, I don't know. It's hard to believe that these people are just going to get locked up immediately, especially if they're that high up the chain, right? Um, and I think it's a perfect example to show people it's not that easy. You can't just go arrest these big names, right, and then put them away forever. This is an entire army we're up against. So, and I think it's interesting that it is starting with the royal family, and I think that it needs to trickle down from there. So, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, it just shows you that we could touch royalty, right? That's what it shows. Like nobody's safe, and that's going to make everyone nervous. So you better bet the deep state's nervous. They see royalty get touched like that. They see Andrew get arrested. That means nobody's off limits, and that means it's become very real to them that they're next. So you better believe there's a seismic shift in the deep state right now. Now they're all going to wonder, well, can I be next? Or who's going to be next here? And when the next tranche of Epstein files come out, what are we going to do? Trust me, Hillary and Obama are, from what I'm hearing, they are terrified. There's and a lot of people know my sources, but I'm going to say this, that there's even, I'm going to say it on your show, but that even one of the deep state actors, right, has been given an option to deal with his own demons when the doors get kicked open or kicked down and they come in to arrest him. He'll be given an hour by himself to take himself out, from what I've heard from very good sources. And these people are living in high stress, severe anxiety. They're not eating very much. They just know that it's coming, from my understanding. Now, I'm not hearing the stuff that a lot of other people are hearing, like, oh, they've already been executed and this person's dead and that person's dead. I'm like, I've heard stuff like that, but they're not like what I would consider my main people that I talk to. They're more on the outskirts, the outer limits of stuff, and I don't buy into that.
Well, what I would say to that is, even if, let's just pretend Hillary Clinton was arrested and replaced with a clone, or all these narratives that we hear, right? Even if that was the case, publicly, it doesn't matter because it didn't happen publicly. So nothing changes on the world stage because we need to see publicly this stuff happen. If that did happen and she was executed and there's a clone, then I mean it's a possibility, right? But also,
I've heard they all
change?
and Hillary herself, like Bill is separated from her, like they don't. And just like Michelle and Obama are separated, do you think that's by coincidence? Do you think that's just an accident? I've heard that she's still very arrogant.
Well,
like
she just did a podcast or something, and the audacity, she was just lying through her teeth about the allegations and stuff about,
I mean, who believes her, dude? I mean, that blows my mind. I guess there are some people out there that do. I don't.
Well, it's like a sociopath. Like she almost believes herself. That's what's scary about it,
Right. It's that narcissist, sociopath, psychopath. She's a psychopath.
Yeah. The people at that frequency that
they're
similar
demonic
to that.
Yeah, she doesn't. She has no awareness when it comes to how people perceive her. She doesn't care. Right. She's just like, I am. That's like Satan in the flesh. Trust me, when this stuff comes out about her, all the stuff that we've ever talked about as conspiracy, people are going to find out it's real, 100% real. And that's what's scary about this. Like, I'm wondering, are they going to drop that? Like, because the world ain't ready for that.
Right.
Not in my mind.
So what do you say to all the Trump allegations, about being connected to the files and stuff? Obviously, we know it came out that he helped Epstein get arrested in 2006, but
they're being released under the Trump administration. They're the ones that pushed for this. You think he's an idiot? He's baiting everybody, dude. I mean, let's just put it blank. He's baiting them again. to demand more and more and more. So they'll look through the files, and what are they going to see? All the stuff on Hillary, all the stuff on Obama. He's having fun with this. He's having fun with this, from what I've been told.
Because think about it.
He's trolling everybody.
The entire left couldn't care less about the files. They poo-pooed this stuff until they thought Trump was implicated.
Right, he's baiting
until
them.
they thought they could get, and now they all are demanding the file. They all are interested in all this stuff.
It sucks to see him being used as bait, but like that's the only way you're going to get them to be interested in this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but it's what they're doing, and all these, and it doesn't even bother him, man. From my understanding, like he knows the game he's playing, and this is the art of war to him, and he's baiting him in, and it's going to be a bait and switch once again. Just like he said, the whole I don't know why people are interested in this Epstein stuff. It's all hoax. You really think he just didn't know? Like, I don't know. Yeah, just release it. I don't know. You think he's just posting Q posts on accident? Like, fuck it, put it out there. That's funny. Yeah. That's no, dude. This is serious. And you know, I just saw an Instagram post that you guys put up with Jerome Corsi, and I think I shared it, but I talked to Jerome Corsi all the time. I talked to Jerome. I talked to Juan. I mean, there is a firewall behind Trump, and what's perceivably what a lot of people think are like the Trump people are not. There's something there. There's a backside to this, man. There's a firewall behind this, and that's why they're the ones playing chess. Everyone else is just kind of theater. That's the best way I can put it. Like the people that think that are the most, like a lot of people are mad. From my understanding, a lot of people are really upset because they're not read in. That's what I hear from certain people.
Yeah.
Right. You know, it reminds me of like if you sit in like any think tank for any planning of an event or whatever, a lot of people have all these ideas. They just want their idea to be used. They want to be heard. They want to feel like they're part of it, right? So when they're left out, people start to throw fits. Because
everyone has egos, dude. Everyone thinks they're so important. And, you know, my ego my ego died in boxing. You know, I thought I was the shit for the longest time, dude. Just like everybody else is, especially fighters, bro. Fighters, our egos are huge. It has to be to get in the ring. But after, you know, I was 36-0, and then I lost, you know, certain things happened in my life, obviously. But that I realized, like, the ego is an illusion. It's stupid. It's not even real.
Right.
And that's when and then everything else, I think that was the most valuable lesson I had to learn from God. And then when that happened, the whole other area of my life opened up with that video, the viral video, and this podcasting stuff and all that. And I'm like, wow, man, maybe this is what I was meant to do in the first place. But I had to learn really tragic, traumatizing lessons to move forward in my life, in my journey. Mm-hmm. And one of it was to kill the ego. And I did. And obviously we all still have an ego, but it's nothing like it was. Nothing.
You have to some degree to operate in this realm, you know, on this planet. But it's about not letting the ego take control. It's about letting God take control. And that's what true faith is like letting your ego take a backseat and trusting God, trusting the universe to be like, look, I'm never gonna have everything figured out. I'm never gonna be in control. You're never in control of anything. You know, right?
No,
that's an illusion. But the ego lives in that illusion of trying to control things outside of itself, right? And that's fear. That's
you know, whenever I hear people tell me stuff like, "Well, we are our own gods," and this and that, I'm like, "Well, then control the weather."
You're connected to God.
Yeah, we're all part of it. We're drops of the ocean, you know. But I'm not, and that makes us the ocean, right? But it's not like. You know,
like I am the all-powerful being that can do. That's not
live forever. Then just live forever. Just go ahead and live forever. You know, physically stay here for the next.
That's like the ego's version of what it thinks that truth means. Of like we're all God. It's like, well, no, that's not. That's what the cabal thinks. That's how they justify it.
Yeah.
Like, well, we can do whatever we want because we're God anyway, and we can. It doesn't matter. Might equals right, and you know, that's literally like their philosophy. It's this twisted version of,
well, speaking of that, of okay, there's God, this spiritual war. David, for those people, a lot of people have lost hope, and there's a lot of doom and gloom narratives going around. What would you tell to somebody? Like, do you believe that we are still in control in some capacity? can you kind of maybe leave people with some hope here? Like explain to our audience and anyone who might not know what to think anymore, like kind of help them understand where we're at in this game, in this war.
Oh, this is the most exciting time to be alive, man. I wouldn't have it any other way, dude. Get it? Like, this is it, bro. This is the big finale, man. I mean, look, none of us live forever anyway. I mean, however this pans out, it pans out, right? But this is the most exciting time in human existence, as far as we know. And to me, yeah, look, this would have been game, set, and match with Hillary. Game, set, match with Kamala. It would have been done. The globalists really just wanted to just take us out. They would have done that with Hillary. The fact that we are in the fight, the dog is in the fight, and we're winning, upsetting the apple cart, every move they make, we're stopping. There is a plan here, folks, and it's obvious. Now, a lot of people say, well, Trump's part of them. They wouldn't waste their time with that, dude, if they were just trying to eliminate human beings. They wouldn't even waste their time. They would put in Hillary. It would have been done. It would have been a wrap. It would have been, they'd be watching the whole world in chaos like the Hunger Games, and it would have been done, dude. And they would have been eating their popcorn in their deep underground bases, laughing and giving each other high five. Yeah, it wouldn't be where it's at right now. Where now Prince Andrew gets arrested. Like, what? It's not, it wouldn't be even close to there. So just understand this is a 15-round fight, and we're in the middle rounds, and we're pulling ahead. So that's the best way I could put it. But at least we didn't get knocked out in the first round, and we're in it. And I totally think humanity wins. I think God wins this 100%, dude. Like, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing. I mean, I'm risking a lot coming out here saying what I'm saying and doing what I'm doing. And I'm totally confident, man. like I really am. I'm really confident.
Well, and we are too, because you have to be if you really feel that, right? And you have to really be in tune with what's happening. And we are receiving, and the reason I asked you that question earlier is the amount of backlash we're receiving for even saying one positive thing about Trump or the administration or anything. It's insane. The level of insanity that is coming after us right now, trying to shut this narrative down that there is a positive future, right? That's what I'm seeing, and I'm sure you're seeing the same stuff, you know?
Yeah, but look, I kind of have a luxury, I guess you can say. I get to talk to some really connected people, man. So I really get some really good intel every day. Like, I would say I would say in my own way, I get briefed on shit that people are not hearing. And it's time and time right over the target, like with very important guests, you know, like Juan O'Savin, SGN on Jerome Corsi. Like, I talk to all these people behind the scenes all the time, and I hear shit that's going to pop off days before. A year before. I knew the strategy, talking to Juan privately for very long time, and all of it's happened exactly the way he said it would, and with many others. So to me, just watching this, it's kind of like knowing the plays before they make the play. I'm confident in this, but remember, it's still up to God, man. Like, it's, we only have so much control. Like, you still have to have that element of faith. You can't just be, let me put it this way. It's in your darkest moments, right? Like, all of us have had really dark moments that's when you like find God. That's when like you really reach for God and realize like that's when he pulls you out of the doldrums, like out of the gutter, right? Like, it's in your darkest moments. It's not when you're happy and everything's going perfect that you're like, praying to God. I mean, some people do, but most people, like, it's not till you really hit rock bottom and find out there's a basement. And that's kind of what our country needs to go through. And I think this will get scary. And at the very least, we're buying some grace here. We're buying some time for, God is giving us grace to get our stuff together. I mean, evil is being exposed everywhere. So there's no doubt now, if you see the evil that's out there, I mean, you see it at, in the entertainment industry, in the Epstein files, commercials, people that are awake, you see it everywhere now, man. Like, now for a fact it's a spiritual war. Now now you're like, okay, this is like, it's obvious. I'm not imagining this. At least we have grace. Like, maybe if we have, like, even if we just, let's say, have 3 years left with Trump, and then let's just say I don't believe this is going to happen, but let's say then the world goes to hell in a handbasket. Well, at least you were able to get your affairs in order and be good with God. Right? So that's at the very least a mercy. in my opinion,
Yeah.
for all of us, right?
Yeah, to me,
Those
it's
were,
almost like everyone's being given a choice right now. Everyone's being shown the truth, and now you have a choice to make whether you're gonna basically sell your soul just to live comfortably in this world or keep living and supporting the system, knowing how evil and dark it is, or you're going to not do that and take your power back, live in sovereignty, but realize there's a greater force here, and be like, okay, I'm not going to support this system anymore. I see what it is. I'm going to create something else. I'm going to support the good. I'm going to do what I can to live from my heart and do as much good as possible and
Right.
love as many people as possible. You're given a choice. Like I feel like there's this big split happening where you're either going to go down that dark path because you're so in your ego, you can't let go, or you're so in fear, or you're going to go down the light path, right?
Right.
yeah, and I think that it really could be a split, that happens, reality split, like maybe the Mandela effect, everything that's happening is because these two timelines are blurring right now, and then maybe it splits at some point. I don't know. I mean, that's
Yeah. So you just interviewed. You had a conversation with Gene Decode. You guys were talking about these timeline wars and stuff. I want to know what your thoughts are on a potential military tribunals and like arrest. Like we saw Prince Andrews, right? Do you think this is going to keep happening? Are we going to see actual justice in the streets? Do you think there's going to be public executions? Like, what is your thought on that?
you got to get the people to demand them first, dude. So in other words, so just like everyone was like, where's the Epstein files? And then Cash Patel and Dan Bongino come out and it's like, there's no list, blah, blah, blah. Sure does sound the same as what Trump has said, no, the Epstein list is the Epstein files hoax, this they play it like no big deal. They're playing poker. They're playing poker. And me as a fighter, I see it. I'm like, oh, okay, I know what you're doing. But yeah, I do believe that. But first, you got to just like people were like, release the files, release the list. You get people really riled up and they start demanding it. And then right when they're in that climax, that's when you drop it. Boom, there you go. Then they frenzy over it, right? Same thing happening now. So people are going to be dissecting and looking into into the Epstein files and finding out these horrific things. And remember, there's still more to be dropped. So I think this could take a few months. And then you're going to have people like protesting, save the children. I mean, it's already starting. I just talked to Scotty, the kid. He's starting his own protest, save the children. Let that marinate. Let them bite on that for a while. Let that simmer. Let that get going. Let the public, you got to win the court of public opinion. So then you get the public behind that. They start getting really mad, pissed off, and then bam, you go after it. But first, you got to release the 2020 election stuff. So that's coming too. Epstein's, vilify them more, and then the election stuff, and then people are going to be so angry when you start arresting these people. But first, the Epstein stuff. So people salivate this stuff, and then when the election stuff comes out and you get them for that, well, people are going to want the justice anyway from the Epstein stuff. See what I'm saying? So it all works together. So got to get the people behind it. If you do it prematurely, then Trump will look like a tyrannical dictator. And you can't do that. You got to remember,
it's ruined.
Right. It's all done. It's done. They cannot mess this up. Even one offset, one false start. They cannot do that. It's better to be a little late than a little early.
Yeah.
Totally agree.
Well, and there has to be, the way I see it, it's like there's like an order of operations, and people have to understand why they're being arrested. Because if you just arrested them without telling anybody that they're
they can't arrest them now and then drop the Epstein files and drop everything. No one's going to care.
Then Trump does look like a dictator. He does look like and that's how the media would spin that, of course, and you'd get at least half the country or the world believing that, and that's a recipe for disaster. You cannot.
And then the deep state gets what they want. They get a civil war. They get a civil war, and that's not what can happen.
Exactly. So what I see is all these chess moves happening, and one of the main reasons for the chess moves is to get everybody on the same page, to realize the system you've been living in your whole life, and realize what has to be done about that. And then the things happen, and then everyone understands what's happening, and it doesn't look like, oh, Trump's just being a crazy dictator and insane and doing all this stuff. No. Right.
So what are your thoughts on, I'm just going to change it up a little bit, but with the release of these Epstein files, there's a lot of fake emails and fake AI photographs and videos. It's really muddying the waters out there, and like it's kind of hard to navigate. Have you been? I'm sure you've been seeing that. Like, what do you?
I was just talking to someone about that the other day, and they said that it's all going to come down to an AI fingerprint digitized, pixelated pixels and stuff like that. So that, right now they're saying, oh, we got Trump. He's with kids and this and that, but that's all going to come out, and people are going to see it's all AI crap, and that's where it's going to be, the line's going to be drawn, and then. So I just had a discussion about this actually, like last night. So they're muddying up the water. The deep state is muddying up the water, and they're going to be putting out a lot of fake stuff, and it's hard now because people don't know the difference. People
just share it.
The difference, right?
All right.
That's their tactic, muddy up the water. Like it's like a crime scene, man. You're better off muddying up or dirting up the crime scene, right, than cleaning it up. You're better off. And don't tell me, I'm not going to tell you I know this, but I know many criminals in my life. But you better go into a Motel 6, getting the vacuum bag and spreading it all over the crime scene. It's over. It's messed up. It's over. So that's what they're doing. That's what the deep state's doing right now. They're messing up the crime scene. And that's their tactic. But that's also not going to work because there is going to be AI fingerprints, the whole thing. And it's just, you'll see.
Yep.
Yeah.
And and there's like what they call AI artifacts. There's some things that are pretty obvious to me that they're AI that I see going viral that people think they're real. I'm like, literally, Trump has 4 fingers on one hand, and that kid has 6 fingers.
I get duped, man. Sometimes I'll post something, and I'm like, oh man, I screwed up. That looks so real.
We all do.
It's hard.
You gotta everything. You can't take anything at face value. Almost anything anymore.
Right.
It's crazy, man. Like I don't know what to believe on any of it. Like the videos you see are just like. Some of the stuff I see is crazy.
Okay,
Right.
now this is something that we should cover, I think, because people have questions and concerns when they see Trump sign an executive order, such as what we saw today with the glyphosate. Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
A lot of people are all upset about that.
Well, maybe
well, fill me in on that because I did not see that today.
Okay.
I've been busy on some other things.
So basically, he signed an executive order about glyphosate. Let me see what it actually said.
Glyphosate?
Yeah.
What's first of all, tell me what glyphosate is.
It's the poison that's in Roundup that's giving people cancer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. What was the executive order?
Well, basically securing I'll just
the
say
U.S. production of it for national security or something.
So
along
he's
those
looking
lines.
at it as either like a weapon or like jobs to save jobs. I'd have to look at it. I can't speak on it because I don't know.
Yeah, so here's what they're
You're on the
saying.
right track.
If you eliminated, if you basically canceled glyphosate and Roundup and all stuff, like 80% of the farmers, 70 to 80% of the farmers would be out of a job. But all of it comes from China. So what he did was that he cut off the supply from China, and now the U.S. is going to be manufacturing it. And people think that now
That sounds good to me. I don't know.
to me, but they're going to be able to make a new recipe, and they think that China has been like secretly poisoning us and silently depopulating us through this poison that's in Roundup and this weed killer, which gets into the food supply, which gets into water, everything. So he has cut off China from supplying that, and now we're going to start supplying it here, and maybe they're going to change the recipe so it's not going to be poisonous like it was. Anyway, people are up in arms about this, the liberals, because they're like, oh look, he's securing, like he's signing off on this now. He is like going to make sure that we're being poisoned.
Yeah.
Well, you're never going to make them happy about anything. I mean, like I don't even talk to them. I don't care what they even think. I feel like I'm talking to somebody with Down syndrome. I'm just like, whatever. I don't care.
I've seen a lot of non-liberals.
Don't give a shit what they say, or I don't like at all, bro. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure you guys don't care either because it's like talking to somebody that's a little bit.
It's like talking to
how cute.
It's like talking to a brick wall.
Yeah,
but I've seen a lot of conservatives, or at least non-liberals, be all upset about it because they read a headline and they didn't look into it, and they just made it, which is what people do all the time. They see the headline, they see the, oh my gosh,
yeah,
wait a second, look into it, look what's actually happening.
Reactionary,
right? And this is what we all got to be better about, right? Because we've all done it.
Well, I've done it. I've jumped the gun many times. Many times. We all do it. Let's just say we all do it, man.
And then a day or two later, I'll look and I'm like, oh, okay.
But yeah, and I'll go and have to make a retraction.
Right. But
Well,
you know, say what you want about Jordan Sather, sometimes I have some issues, but he gets stuff right a lot.
I don't know him, but I remember he was like in my comments. I don't really know him. I don't even know who this guy is.
We used to be friends. We've had him on the show way in the past, and then he kind of
I'll be honest. If I have a problem with somebody, they know it. I don't even.
Yeah, I remember.
I don't even know this guy.
Well, there was like a tiff between you guys years ago. I remember.
Years ago.
You might not even remember it, but anyway, he posted something.
I remember something, but it didn't do anything. I didn't care. Like I just remember the name. I was like, oh, whatever.
Right. I just have to. I feel like I have to clarify because his name is one of those triggering a lot of people. People either love him or hate him, kind of thing. People can get triggered just bringing up his name. Anyway,
well, I mean, everybody. That means he's doing something, right? If he's that polarized,
he's still doing good work. He still gets a lot of stuff right.
See, and I'll be honest, I'm not even that familiar with him, but like he's probably doing. If he's that polarizing, then that means he's doing something right.
Well, he tends to poo-poo and make fun of a lot of stuff that is very real and very, very legitimate, and that's the thing.
I'll be honest, guys. I'm going to stick to my guns on what I believe. I've always done it. Just like. To me, it's the same as boxing. It's like I'm gonna knock this guy out. Oh, I don't know. He's tough. He's gonna go, and I would go in there and knock him out. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's like I'm confident in what I'm looking at, who I'm talking to, and that's it. And I'm confident enough to trust my own guns and go out blazing, dude. Like I'm not gonna be like, ooh, gee, let me second guess myself. Like I have a very skeptical mind, but I trust my instincts more than anything. And that's right now, we all need to have discernment and instincts, man. Because this, like, dude, it's a spiritual war. That's it. That's all it is.
100%.
It's a spiritual war. So if you're right spiritually and you can discern well, you can navigate through this pretty damn good. And that, it's like, people are hating on me right now. Oh, you back Candace, you hate TPUSA. I'm like, dude, you can't see what's going on. Like, I'm not saying I love Candace. I'm just saying she's asking questions that I don't know. Erica should. So, like if you can't see just that black and white little picture right there, then I'm sorry, I can't help.
I don't know what to tell you. Right.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell. I'm not saying Erica did it, dude. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying.
I like how the assumption
is asking the questions she should. That's all I'm saying.
The assumption people make is that, oh, you're just a follower of Candace, as if you can't think for yourself and you're just like following what other. It's like, no.
And if I don't like Candace,
know this stuff, and then she just happens to be a big name that's saying it, and I agree. It's not.
But if I didn't agree with Candace, would I be racist? You know what I mean? Like,
right.
So what are we doing here? It's just, to me, it's just very obvious that I don't know. She's asking all the right questions, and she may be off track.
She's digging. And
right, but you got to admire the fact that she's digging, dude. That's it. You just said it. She's digging, and that's what I admire. Someone who's trying and trying and trying to find answers. That says a lot to me. Someone who's just like, we should just believe Tyler Robinson and just move on.
You just need to believe the narrative and stop asking questions, or you're
when we're all looking at it like we know what happened, man. Like they're out there like covering up the crime scene, but like it's like, come on, dude,
come on, use your brain.
Yeah,
come on. It's
what I see with that is like the reason that somebody like that is getting so attacked is because she is asking the right questions, and it's pissing people off,
Yeah.
And then there's a whole other, I mean, that's a whole other conversation, but the Erica Kirk thing, I mean, that's pretty apparent, like from the get-go, that whole thing, I mean, that's all coming to the surface now. She was never who we thought she was, right?
But look how God does things, man. God lets it play out. Trump's kind of following the same kind of like art of war, this manual here, but look how now Erica Kirk has got what she wanted. She's center stage. She's always wanted to be famous. That's what she's tried to do her entire life. And now she's the most famous person out there. But it's going to be to her demise, bro. Watch. It's going to be, you put him out there in the spotlight and watch him just corrode and just fall apart. Yes, dude. The light destroys them. The light destroys them, dude. That's what's happening right now there. And I know anybody who has a half a brain cell left digging into this, looking at Erica, they're going, oh yeah. And it's only been 4 months since Charlie's died? Dude, this chick's profiting off his memorial, bro. I would never do that. I mean, I can't imagine like I'm at my grandma's funeral with like shirts and like, hey, you want a picture of my grandma right here? Trying to make money off her death.
Well, no one
does this.
And I like how, notice how at the end, Charlie was pushing back on Israel, and he was asking all these questions, and he was refusing the money they were trying to bribe him with. He was doing soon as he dies, she just goes full 100,000% support of Israel, starts saying that all these things about him that weren't true. She starts telling lies. Oh, I never dated anyone for 5 years before. It's public information. You can like she dated a whole bunch of people in that time period.
Right. Man, I was a pro athlete for a very long time, dude. I've been to Playboy Mansion. I've done a lot of cool things, man. I saw her a mile away, bro. And I would say, like, she's clout chaser, cleat chaser. What doesn't matter if the guy has some clout. She'll be like a chameleon. She'll turn into that. She'll be whatever the guy wants. Like if he's into football, she'll know all the stats about football. If he's into baseball, she'll be all about baseball. If he's a Christian like Charlie, she's all about being a Christian. But man, you get what I'm saying, right? Like she's just So
it appears that she was a handler. I mean,
she was waiting, bro, just waiting for her moment.
And her parents have ties to the Romanian child trafficking thing.
Right. So there's a lot of connections there, but I'm not saying, let me put this straight. I'm not saying she was involved in any way. I don't know. I'm not doing what Candace is doing. I'm not like digging into it. I just know what I see and what's common sense. And that's all I can go on. I'm not digging into this. I like to watch Candace's shows and like listen to the points she makes, but that's about it. Like to me, I already know.
Well, to me, she was just born into a family that is very much in the deep state, and she was a puppet from day one. She was controlled. Like I don't think she had a choice. To be fair, like I think she's highly controlled.
I'm not saying she was part of his death at all. In fact, I'm kind of just like I don't know about that, but I do know she's enjoying the fame.
I think if you look at the tentacles controlling her, if you go follow that chain, you're going to see those are the people that were responsible for it.
Yeah, I don't think I'd
connected to that.
I don't think I'd put my neck out there or my balls on the line and say like she was part of it. I don't know about that.
I don't think she was directly part of it.
Yeah, I'm just saying she's just kind of like, you know what? If I know what's good for me, I'll step back. I'm not going to say nothing, but also, hey, I'm in the spotlight now, and that makes me feel a lot better. You get what I'm saying? Like,
right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't. And maybe did she know something was going to happen? I don't know, man. Like that's hard to say. Like I don't know if I can go in that lane just yet, but I don't know, dude. I don't know, but all I'm saying is that she's enjoying the fame, and there's something there, dude. It doesn't smell right.
So we don't have a whole lot more time with you today. I know you can't stay too long. So is there any, like, I guess let's leave us with like, what do you see on the horizon for us? I know we kind of talked about it, but as far as, I don't even know. Maybe leave us with some final words on what you see coming this year.
A revolution, bro. It's going to be really crazy what's coming. What I see coming is this AI revolution, this Christian revolution, all things converging at once to this mass, huge explosion of, I don't know. Let's just see how the cookie crumbles, man. I think it's going to be, if you ever follow like Terrence McKenna stuff or Time Wave Zero or how novelty will spike in these coming days, I think time and space are going through this bottleneck of just warp speed now, where everything's happening 1,000 times faster than it ever has before, and we're racing to this end game, this finish line that anybody who tells you that they say they know don't know. But I think it's going to be I think it's the most exciting time to be alive, and I think we're racing towards this at warp speed, and it's just like buckle up, dude, because we're like on the final part of the roller coaster, and this is the most exciting time. And that's the best way I can say it. I think everything's just going to converge at once and explode like a volcano, dude. And come on, do you guys see it? Do you guys feel it?
Yeah, 100%. I agree. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's what's happening. And I think it's amazing. It's cool as hell.
I call this the new Roaring 20s. Like we're going to see so much in these 2020s that it kind of reminds me of what happened 100 years ago. This major technological boom, right?
I think this is like, the Hopi Indians believe the Earth has already died 4 times, right? We're in our 5th. I think it's we're in the 5th. I think that's where we're at right now. This is the cultivation of everything coming together and then just boom, ending. But I believe I'm a spiritual being. I live forever. My soul goes on, and I'm sure you guys think the same thing. So feel the same thing. So to me, it's like this is just a human experience that we're all experiencing here together. to manifest this and bring it forward. And then it's like an awesome fireworks show, dude. Like we're coming into the finale, and just buckle up.
And then you think
Exactly.
that this blood moon coming up, like you think things will take off after that?
Only because that's what they follow, not because what I follow. I just know that what they look at, dude. Like when you look at their playbook, they kind of follow these events, right? Like the solar eclipse that was before the October 7th stuff that happened in Israel, you know, right? So all these things happen, and there's been a hell of a lot more celestial events these last 6 years than I ever remember in my life. I could be wrong, but like so much more. It's like celestial blood moons, harvest moons, solar eclipses, like all the time. I don't remember that happening
Right.
like it is now, dude. At least not in my memory. I could be wrong, but I don't remember that happening like it is now. But and I think that we are in this end epoch of time that is just gonna just be the finale of whatever the human existence is. And I think it's gonna be an amazing time to be alive. And I think just take it for what is it for what it is. If you just want to be an observer, just observe it.
Right.
You know, if you want to be a part of it, be a part of it. I mean, I don't think there's any wrong answer here.
Yeah, I agree. You know, what we just saw with the release of the Epstein files, that was, interestingly enough, there was a satanic ritual that went along with it. So we had the Grammys,
Yeah,
which
there you go.
which was on a full moon. You had Nicki Minaj going off telling everybody that it was a satanic ritual and they eat babies and all stuff. Then the files get released. We have or no, the files get released. Then we had the Grammys. Then we had the Olympic opening ceremony, which was a satanic ritual. Then a couple days later, we had the Super Bowl, another ritual, right?
You're right, dude.
So
Good
all at
point.
the same time, while people are just being traumatized by the Epstein files. So a lot of people thought that they were trying to traumatize us so much that we unite against the common enemy and they can control us that way. But I think that will shoot them shooting themselves in the foot with that one.
And who's you know, of course they're gonna give up their own. They're gonna sacrifice their own pawns, dude, to win the game.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So my thing is AI. That's kind of like where I'm worried about is AI. But one more point I want to make, but you just brought it up. Like, you don't think there was been like as close as Erica Kirk and Charlie were, like there was late night conversations, like you know, he didn't like Nicki Minaj. He thought she was a terrible example for kids. He didn't like Ben Shapiro. But yet, those are the two people she brings up on stage, dude, like a slap in the face
Exactly.
after making money off his memorial, bro. Like, that is so utterly distasteful and sick and almost demented in my mind. I'm sorry, man. It is what it is. If it looks like a duck and walks like a duck, you know what it is.
Right.
Another example of going the direct inverse of everything he wanted immediately after his death.
100%.
100%.
Dude, it's sickening. People didn't really know what to think the first month, second month, maybe the third, but now she's just going to keep exposing herself, man. People are dissecting her like a frog in 7th grade, bro.
Well, and that's just it. Like we're moving into the age of transparency where like nothing, like every text message, everything that you are doing, they have access to it, and at any given moment, they can use it against you.
100%.
So if you don't want it to be shown to the world, then don't say it. Don't do it. Like that's where we're going.
Yeah, and that's why I always tell my audience I was very filthy, Sancho. I don't care. Like to me, I would never run for politics anyway, man. Like me, like I've I've been very, what am I, 6 years sober now? Damn, 6 years. So
Congrats.
yeah, like I never would have. Dude, if you would have told me 6 years ago I'd be talking about Christ and like doing what I'm doing on my podcast, I would never believe that. I was such a degenerate. Like degenerate, but damn, I was having a good time. I have no regrets, but here I am now, trying to leave this clean life. And I wanted to end on that really just for a second. This has been, I just want to say this to your audience and my audience, because I'm sure some of my people are watching too. This has been the most challenging time of my life, staying clean, because I am an addict. And so I just want to say thank you to everybody that tunes in and watches me, because you help me more than I'm helping you.
Yeah. Yeah, beautiful. And thank you for saying that, because, all of us, a lot of us who are doing this work, we came from a normal lifestyle when we were doing, I was a partier. I lived probably a very similar lifestyle to you as far as partying goes, right? And we break out of that. I'm sober now too. And like, it's something that, I never would have thought the same thing. Never would have thought. I was going to be where I'm at today. And it does. And I've said it a number of times, like we do this every week and it helps people. But what I realized after the years, it actually helps me probably more than it's helping them because it's that weekly reminder of why we're doing this. And I think that's important. And when we don't have that reminder, we can just get sucked right back into that old lifestyle.
I think about it every day. I'm like, oh, I just want to go back to the bar. I just want to go do this. I want to go do that. And this leads to that. And then it leads to that. Then I'm back in jail or something. And I'm like, oh, man, I hate jail. So, yeah. I don't like jail, man. That's probably scared me more than anything. But, yeah. So I appreciate it, guys. That's probably what I'll leave people with.
Yeah, well, I know you don't have much time, so we'll go ahead and start wrapping this up. Do you want to let our audience know anything that you have coming up, where to find you, all that stuff?
Yeah, I'm going to be having some big podcasts on ninoscorner.tv. Ninoscorner.tv. I just have Mark Cook up there right now, who revealed the whole cheat in 2020 and co-authored one of the drafts for President Trump to sign as an executive order. So he's up there right now, and I got a lot of Wano saving stuff, the Ghost, a lot of people up there. So I would appreciate if people tune in.
Yeah, and I got that link below in the description. So thank you.
And
guys
also, if you guys want to send me this file, I'll put it up on my channels too. Not on YouTube because copyright stuff, but I'll put it up on like Rumble or whatever.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'll shoot it to you, and yeah, you can do whatever you want with it. Thanks for joining us today. This is great, and thank you guys for being here. I forgot to mention this earlier, but we do have an event coming up in Hawaii on the Big Island, April 20th through the 24th. It's a conference. It's our 5th one, and we decided to take it to the Big Island and get away from the chaos for a week. So if you're interested, you can go to our website, journeytotruth.online, and find those tickets there. And thank you. Yeah, thank you guys for joining us today. Thanks for being here, David. And let's do this again. This was fun. And until next time, guys, have a great evening. Good night.